Hey, welcome, guys. You know who it is? Last time you loved this guest on here, and we got him back. It's Tree.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Let's
Good to be back. I mean,
Hey.
you're not saying that this week. Just saying. I'm surrounded. I'm in the den of the enemy.
Oh, come on. We're not going to bite.
A little,
nibbling,
maybe,
little
maybe.
nibbling. Not bites. Like you're not sending me to the ER. It's not that kind of bite.
Right.
At least not until Sunday.
Out of all the enemy teams, though, there could be much worse.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you NFC North teams. I mean,
Yeah.
Steelers is the same thing with the AFC North. I mean, the Ravens, there's that respect, but Bengals, Browns, no such respect. No.
I do
gotta
like
put
the
them in
Bengals
front.
jerseys, but I don't really like the Bengals.
The Bengals
The
are just
Browns
poorly
are the
run.
Browns.
I mean, how do you feel about the white jerseys they wore on Thursday? You know, they're kind of mixed to me. I kind of like them sometimes, kind of don't. I prefer the orange and black.
I don't
Yeah,
like it.
I love the orange and black.
Yeah, I wish with the white ones they would maybe change the stripes or maybe add blue until Bengal white tigers have blue eyes most of the time. That they
It's not
maybe
their
added
colors,
some
though.
blue.
That's the only problem.
I think they're
Yeah.
bland. I don't like them. I like the orange and black ones.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
they should
agree.
have like where it's white and then maybe have like an orange accent around the black
The black.
stripes.
It's
I
not a
think
bad
that'd be
idea.
really cool.
Yeah, not a bad idea. So we're going to talk about the matchup between the Packers and your Steelers.
Mhm.
Both teams potentially want to go to the Super Bowl.
I mean, hey. I mean, there's still plenty of time. Just putting it out there. I mean, our hopes kind of got dashed after the Cincinnati loss for
Yeah.
we're Joe Flacco in 2025 just dissected us with a bunch of inside slants and out routes to Jamar Chase, a little bit of T, and I'm just like, really? Okay.
If,
It's fun, but I mean, it was kind of painful.
if it makes you feel better, we lost to them too. So
Yeah, we lost to Joe
and we
Flacco.
lost to
You
them
lost
on
to
a,
the Browns. You lost to the
worse
Browns.
on a worse team. We lost to them on a worse team.
But
So.
don't the Browns have a better defense than the Bengals though?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think
I
still
mean,
they're
Cleveland
technically
kind of beat themselves with the
Yeah.
love pick, the field goal block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
But what about your defense? That defense is not looking that good.
Yeah, as I said, it's been a big concern all year. I mean, especially if you look, for example, Justin Fields and the Jets put up 400 yards against this defense, and they've been trash regardless. It's been pretty
Are
much a
they
big issue.
0-6 right now?
The Jets are 0-7, yes.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking. That makes me so upsetting.
The
Like,
Jets is
They're
the
not like
Jets.
awful either.
no, like I want Fields to be successful so bad.
I don't
here.
think he is, man. It's year 5. He's making the same mistakes. There's a reason why I didn't like him out of college. He just can't read good defenses. He just won't throw the ball. Like, he won't. It's weird.
Yeah.
Him over Williams, though, personally.
I mean, I prefer Caleb, but Caleb reminds me of Kyler Murray. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he has like these flashes, but he kind of is kind of like a cock tease. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
But in terms of the defense, I would say that, as I said, they've had flashes, but the problem is the flashes came against a JV offense in Cleveland led by Dylan Gabriel, but he couldn't throw more than 15 yards. You bring in Joe Flacco, a weak offensive line, he just picks them apart. The problem with the Steeler defense, and it's probably something that Green Bay is going to be keying in on, if you contain T.J. Watt in the pass rush, you pretty much have carte blanche. That secondary has been kind of banged up all year. Jalen Ramsey showing his age. He looked terrible against Jamar Chase. He's not a cornerback one anymore. Darius Slay, he's been half hurt, half healthy. I don't know if he's fully healthy per se, but unfortunately, he's not what he was. Joey Porter Jr., he's a decent corner, but the problem I have is that he takes a lot of penalties. And the problem is every time like he tries to think of a shutdown, he's doing the incomplete, and then they throw a flag. And I'm like, what? He does that every time. Look, seriously, it'll probably happen once or twice against the Packers. I'm dead serious. This happens at least like a couple times a week.
I'll keep that in my head. So this way,
Trust me, they'll do a shutdown. It'll be like, no, and then they'll go like, what?
on the Packers side, I'm afraid about Nate Hobbs. He's been getting his butt
Yeah.
whooped all season. Like the Packers should just trade him. I'm not a Nate Hobbs fan anymore.
Probably one to one. Hopefully, had those issues in Raiders too. He's your cornerback too. I think Carrington Valentine's your cornerback one.
Yeah,
But that's not a good thing.
He's
either.
also bad, too.
Yeah.
Well, so what you should
Honestly,
be worried about is
Mixon
DK
our
Metcalf.
cornerback one.
Yeah.
That cat is gonna have a big day.
Hopefully,
He's gonna. Well, Nate Hobbs keeps like jumping the guns all the time and like trying to over predict moves, and then he ends up getting beat.
Yeah.
And then Carrington Valentine, I think his IQ just isn't fully there. I think he has all the athleticism and skill you need. But there's just certain times where it's like his focus isn't there, and he'll just get beat, and you're like, "How are you getting beat? You're faster than this guy."
Yeah.
He's
He's
just got to develop his instincts.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
he's a
pretty
speed
much what you're
demon.
saying.
But
So, like, I can see what people talk about when the potential and the excitement with him, but yeah, he just has to put it together.
That's usually how it is for a lot of teams too. I know with the Steelers, and they do a lot of heavy tight end usage. They had a lot of Muth last week. He hasn't really done much otherwise. Jonnu Smith, I mean, that's Arthur Smith's version of crack. So he's going to get a lot of looks and a lot of action in that offense.
Yeah.
You also have Darnell Washington as a safety valve, very big body, good short yardage situation guy. I mean, Ben has had a decent role in the team. And then you have Connor Hayward as more of a tight end / fullback. I mean, honestly, I think he's just on the roster because Cam Hayward is on the roster. But, I mean, he can still do a job. I mean, he had a decent rookie year. But, I mean, it's a 4 tight end set. Running game, I'm not sure about because I know, Jalen Warren, fantastic running back.
Oh, yeah.
Really good speed, burst through the hole. I mean, he was better than Najee when he came through. But running back too, it's Caleb Johnson has not asserted himself. He has been he's been disappointing to start. Hopefully he can get out of it. But running back two is Kenneth Gainwell, who had a really big game against Minnesota. But I feel like it is more or less a situation where it mostly depends on the guys in front of him. Isaac Seumalo has not had a good year. He has been relatively kind of a mess, especially with run blocking. But the tackles have been pretty good. Broderick Jones has had probably 2 of his best games so far as an offensive tackle. He contained Myles Garrett, though Cincinnati didn't have Trey Hendrickson. He contained the pass rusher there as well. I think it was not Miles Turner. It was I forget who their backup is. It's not Shamar Stewart. I think he runs on the right-hand side. But I know it's a relatively situation where they're a very conventional offense, very 90s style. Heavy play action, assert the ground game, pound the gut, and they don't not really stretch it deep. I mean, Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown a pass over 30 yards all season in the air. But he, more or less, as I said, it's Big Ben. I mean, it's, as I said, latter stage Big Ben. He's at least moving around better, a lot better than I thought he would have. But I mean, he still has that improvisation aspect of it, but he's more, as I said, low end to league average starter right now. He's not what he was in Green Bay, but I mean, he's 41. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah. And I mean,
He'll still get you one of those oh my god, throws where
exactly.
We need a Hail Mary.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of
be the
because
cherry on the top for Steelers fans.
if I see him run backwards and then just chuck the ball and seeing who's downfield like Hobbs or Val, then I'm a little scared.
Well,
I don't care what
what's gonna
receiver
happen?
it's going to. I'm a little afraid.
It would be a very Steelers move for that to end up ran up as a catch for the Steelers, but
Yeah.
it's just how it is.
But I mean, with your guys' corners or our corners and you having Metcalf, and then you got your corners and supposedly Watson's supposed to return.
Yeah.
That is interesting. What do you see him? Do you see him as more of they're going to ease him in? Because I feel
he'd be on a
Jaden
snap
Reed and Dobbs have gotten their looks.
I mean, I don't think I personally a lot of stuff I've seen too is he's gonna have two touchdowns, 100 yards, and then a high ankle sprain. I really don't want him to just I mean, I'm even fine with him not playing. If he does play, I want him to have a very strict snap count, and I would prefer, especially Dobbs has shown himself so much. I would prefer Golden and Dobbs to, be more of the and Kraft, and I don't want Watson to try to prove something, but having him out there would be nice. But I don't know. I'm really just
but
sketched out by it.
but I think he's gonna be a decoy.
Yeah, I see him
Yeah.
as like 3-4 wide receiver packages. I can see him out there for a few plays at least to get him reintroduced.
Yeah.
And then I like Christian Watson a lot because he has that stat with us where when he plays, he has the highest PFF ratings and helps the team. We score more points when Christian Watson plays.
Yeah.
So,
I think the
but
problem with
Reed-
PFF, I have a hard time believing that because, as I said, with Myles Garrett, he had a pass rush rating of 80 plus when he only had 2 tackles against the Steelers, and I'm like, really? Okay.
The reason I was watching this YouTuber Big R, and the reason why he likes PFF ratings is because he says that even though they don't do the big stats, it kind of helps kind of show you what they did without like the big plays of interceptions or sacks or something like that, like how many pressures they got. Because he was talking about Michael Parsons' game against the Bengals, how he it was fantastic. He got 3 sacks, but he wanted to see more, and he was talking about how the PFFs grade the pressures they got and stuff like that. So that's the reason I like it. They're not the full picture, but I think they help if you do the eye test. And that I think it does a very good job of doing what you missed in the game.
Yeah.
I think so. I agree.
So what do you think about the Pittsburgh? What are the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line going to do about Micah Parsons?
Micah Parsons is going to be an interesting question. Does he line up more from the right or the left? That's going to be the real question. Do they like to switch him up?
Yeah.
Okay, so
on a good
that's
day,
gonna
they
be
switch him. Otherwise, hopefully.
The last 3 games they moved him from the right, left, and then the middle. So
yeah, that's going to be a challenge. I know the Steelers' pass protection. The main goal for Aaron Rodgers, they've been trying to get the ball out quick. They did it against Minnesota. They did it against Cincinnati. They don't really like to keep him in the pocket, especially because they're torn Achilles a couple years ago. He doesn't really have the old mobility he had. They don't want him to run around. They just want him to stay comfortable. That's always been their thing. And they want to get the ball out quick. So you expect a lot of quick slants, inside slants, out routes, a lot to the tight ends. So they're going to try and get the ball out quick. That's the main thing I'm trying to say. If they're not imposing their will, they want to just slowly beat you over the top. So unless you have like a really dialed up zone or something like that, or a blown coverage by the offensive line, I think they're going to try to make sure that Micah Parsons is as neutralized as humanly possible.
Dang. So this means Andrew Cooper and Quay Walker have a huge game.
I would say so. It's the same thing with our linebackers, really. I mean, it'll have to be a big game for Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson.
Yeah. So, I'm afraid of our O-line against any team. So.
You guys have had some injuries on that front. Have they relatively recovered?
Yeah.
But
the right tackle is mostly healthy.
But it's I don't know what does that. I don't know. I'm still.
They said Zach Tom is fine, but I think the way because he was playing a little gingery. I said it wrong, but he's been playing a little weird. So I think they brought him back again too quick.
Yeah.
And then Josh Jacobs is hurt.
Well, is he hurt or is he sick?
No, his calf.
But he's still playing.
Yeah, he's playing.
It's the calf. I know he had like a flu issue about a week or 2 ago, but not sure his calf.
Then you hurt his calf again. So
he's been wearing this like weird padded thing over his calf when he's in the sideline to help, like I guess, keep it warm and stretched and stuff. But he said he wants to, and I think he is going to play.
I don't want him out of the game, but I don't want him to overdo it. Especially that I trust Wilson too. Like I like him. So
Brooks has been playing well,
and Brooks,
he's been a really good for bailouts for Jordan Love when Wilson or like he's just been catching the ball really well for a running back this year. So. And then Wilson has been getting a lot of breakout, not like touchdown stuff, but like getting plays where he gets like 8-10 yards a lot. So I just love the dynamic between our running backs. They're all 3 different. They kind of look similar and like they're the brute running back, but they all are skilled in separate ways. Like Josh Jacobs has kind of all 3 of them, but his specialty is his direction changing.
Yeah,
that's so deadly.
And he's just a tank. Like
and with Wilson, it's his spin move and just his ability to run fast in a straight line, and then just keep going and knocking bodies out. And then Brooks has some of the best hands I've seen in a running back. And when he's on the sideline and he can make a move, he's really good at like getting that extra yard and carrying weight on him. Like they all have their good special abilities.
Yeah,
And I think that's probably what's gonna probably help the Packers a lot. I feel like the Steelers are probably going to be ready for a lot of throwing because we kind of been wanting that more from the Packers, and they probably should because we've been more successful when we do. But I think they might do like a lot of smaller slant routes. It might be like a short throwing game.
Yeah, so kind of like what Flacco did, a lot of quick passes inside slants.
Yep.
And the thing is with the running game too, the Steelers are probably going to be emphasizing that a lot, at least trying to contain it, because the Bengals averaged just over 55 yards a carry. They got, or 55 yards a game. They got 142. Like they gashed us.
Yeah.
And it was embarrassing. Because I know, like, this team is priding itself on its defense, most expensive defense, or one of the most expensive defenses in football. And they've been getting just destroyed and just, like, bullied on the line of scrimmage, especially for how much you've invested in the defensive line and the secondary linebacking core. And more or less, there's just a lot of just issues. And I feel like it's a lot more than just, oh, we just need to fix up a few things. I think it's combo schematic and the age of the roster itself.
Yeah, I was really about to ask, like, what do you think their problem is? So, but
I think the problem is too, like, we've been running a Tampa 2 for about 10 years. And the problem with the Tampa 2 is you need really good inside linebacker play and you need elite edge rushing. And the problem is if you're not getting pressure on the quarterback, you're getting what you had last week, because they just don't have the secondary to be able to keep up.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
I think it'll be a good game, but
I think so, too.
I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be a very large win by any team. I think it'll be a close game. It sucks. I'm not going to be able to watch the game, which really sucks, but
oh man.
Yeah, I got to go to Six Flags.
I think it'll probably be like 27-21.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a touchdown difference game, honestly, or less. I'd prefer it to be a larger win by the Packers, but if it's close.
I do too.
Every time we've said that, it hasn't gone that way. And
no, every time Jay has said that, it hasn't gone that way.
We've scored pretty much 27 points.
Yeah.
So,
I think it'll be like.
Sorry, go ahead. Are you familiar with Jay's notorious blowout predictions?
What?
No, I'm not.
So I have been editing for Jay for about a year now, and for like the weekly predictions. And the past, well, we beat the Cardinals, and we beat the Bengals, and then I think since the Browns game, the Cowboys game, since every single prediction he says it's going to be a blowout for the Packers, and then the same. And then the Cowboys the Cowboys and the Browns same day too. He'd say it's blowout. We lose those, and then he doesn't say that for the other ones.
Mad at me, but on me when me and Jay, I start getting mad at Jay during the stream. I'm like, Jay, look at the energy you're doing to our team.
Yeah. And then
you did this.
The games we do win, but barely. The Bengals and the Cardinals. He doesn't say it same day, but every time he said it same day and prediction, we've lost. So I've just been strict on Jay. I've been strict on him not saying that it's going to be a blowout by the Packers on any videos.
Why do they always come back to me?
Because it's your channel.
Yeah.
and right now you've been having some Stephen A. Smith hot takes about your own team.
But I do have one more question for Tree though.
Yes.
There is a rumor. There is a rumor after that the Steelers are looking to trade for another wide receiver.
Yep. I think they've been looking for a second wide receiver for a good bit. I know last year they tried for Christian Kirk, but he got hurt. Brendan Ayuk, notoriously that didn't work out. They brought in DK Metcalf and they trade Pickens because they're relatively the same skill set, and Pickens, he had worn out his welcome here. And of course, Pickens suddenly decides not to crash out and is performing well in Dallas, which I'm totally not jealous about, by the way. I'm not jealous at all.
There must be
No,
something
I
going
mean,
on with
yeah.
Steelers and wide receivers. What's up with y'all?
I think it's just like the whole team. I think the problem is like the offense just isn't conducive because it's a very old school offense. And unless you are able to stretch the field, I mean, George Pickens he crashed out constantly and they just had enough of it. I mean, after that Bengals game last year, I was done with them too. It's like you're going to talk all that stuff. You're going to blast the media and you drop 5 passes and have no receptions. I'm like, dude, get out. Yeah. But I mean, of course, now he gets really good. He is in a contract year, to be fair. But,
Yeah.
But still, it's yeah. But second wide receiver, I know they've been looking at a bunch of different like names. They were looking at Tyreek Hill for a little bit, but he got hurt, so he's not coming back.
That sucks. As much as I don't really like him too much, that you never want to see.
It's still unfortunate. Yeah.
I mean, it's that might be career ender.
Yeah.
So at his age, it's not going to be the same player as with his twitchiness. I mean, that's a Tank Dell, and Tank Dell, he's going to be out for a bit.
He relies on his speed so much.
Of course, the speed and the twitchiness, and he is 30-31. So unfortunately, that could be
have better luck. He did it 4 years before Damian Lillard did. So.
Yeah.
And then
Damian Lillard wants to come back at 35, 36.
But basketball's a little different than football, though. I know, like with basketball, you can at least change your game to not be as more of an elusive type. I know Kevin Durant had to do that, but there are certain other types where it didn't work out, like Boogie Cousins. Like he was never the same after that Achilles tear.
No.
What did Mike Evans? What did he get? Because he
had a broken collarbone and a concussion, so it's a broken clavicle bone. I mean, as I said, he was dealing with a hamstring issue too, so he's probably going to be out for most of the year. So
that sucks too.
Hey,
but what do you think about AJ Brown?
AJ Brown, I feel like he's going to stay an Eagle. If they're going to make a move, it'll probably be in the offseason. So I know like he got fed the ball last week. I know Philly's offense has been very spotty, especially since Saquon they have not gotten the run game going, and it's mostly a high-end talent endeavor, I feel, for their situation right now. I think like in terms of targets, I know Jacoby Myers' name has been thrown out there. He's been requesting a trade for a bit. You could go to the Jets again. I mean, they're looking to trade Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson would be a really good get, but but I don't know if like Aaron's going to allow that. I don't know if he really likes that.
No, all right. These guys are going to hate me, but there is a rumor about the.
No, there's not. No,
he's
been saying this for like a month, and I don't know where he's getting this information from.
It could be. I mean, they do have access, but I think it's going to be more of an off-season move if that's going to be the case.
If it would be anyone, I know Wicks is in conversation,
Yeah,
not Dobbs. Dobbs isn't going anywhere. Wicks, I wouldn't be surprised.
Wicks is losing a lot of confidence, and he's just getting outplayed by the other wide receivers at this point.
So it's more of a bounce-back project. You could probably go for like a 4th or a 5th round pick.
Yeah. I love Wicks. His route running is literally almost like Devontae-esque-ish, but his catching and just his ability to demand attention is what's missing.
And the problem is, if you're a wide receiver that can't catch, you're going to work.
Who would you take?
Weird. He's really good at catching like the passes that are like almost impossible.
Yeah, but then it's a simple catch. Yeah.
So it's like an Anthony Richardson. You can throw like 60-yard bombs, but completely overthrows.
Exactly.
It's kind of like that.
Or like he'll catch the ball and then get clambered right away and still be standing up somehow and then go for a touchdown or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
I know, Jackson, to answer your question, in terms of who I think they get, I'm still believing they go after Alan Lazard because, the connection with Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't be crazy about it, but as I said, I think that you can get him for cheap. He's kind of on the outs with the Jets. They're looking to just sell off whatever they can.
Yeah.
And I think more or less, I think that would be a target. And I think there would be a secondary target. I don't know if Jacoby Myers will be available because there are a bunch of teams that are going to be looking for wide receiver. Tampa Bay is going to be looking. Washington may be looking for wide receiver help. They're both banged up at the position. Yeah. San Francisco could be looking for another wide receiver. I know with their injuries.
Yeah.
But in terms of,
I think the Packers.
Yeah, pretty much. I know. the Steelers, as I said, they've been looking for a second wide receiver for a while. Roman Wilson they haven't really trusted him or whatever the reason. I know they also like Calvin Austin. He's more of a slot receiver, and he's been hurt the last couple of weeks. He's had a shoulder issue, so I don't know if he's going to be able to play. But
I heard that he was going to come back this week.
I know, like, he's kind of close. It was a multi-week injury. He's been out since Minnesota. That's when he first got injured. Yeah. The only big injury for the Steelers right now is Miles Killebrew. He's our special teams gunner. He's out for the season. So he had a knee issue. He just had surgery. I believe like a torn ACL. I was actually at the game where it happened. It's a bummer because he's 32, longtime special teams guy, played for Detroit for a number of years, came to Pittsburgh. He's relatively like etched out a really nice special teams role, and he's been really reliable as well. But as I said, 32, season-ending injury. I think that might be curtains on his career, which is a bummer.
That sucks, yeah.
That's like Zane Anderson.
Injuries just suck.
It is what it is, though. It's the game.
Yeah, it is. It's a physical
By the way, our special teams, if there's anything anywhere that the Steelers could take advantage of, it is the Packers special teams. Our special teams have been ass.
Yeah.
Besides
special teams, you've had issues for a number of years now. I know. Like, I thought Bisaccia would do better up there. Like, what's going on?
Don't get rid of him, fire him. We're paying him too much. Get him out of
Nobody
here.
wants him.
I don't want him anymore.
But if we got to rely on our substitute teacher kicker, I'm game.
Abersick, he kicked well in Arizona. I mean, Heinz Field can be a little weird in terms of grass, in terms of that sort of stuff. But they resodded it a couple weeks ago because Chris Boswell slipped on the turf and everyone complained about it. And I'm sitting there like, yep, that's the Heinz Field turf. Or one of the old high school turf. It's you have two teams playing on it. You have high school football championships in November. It's a mid-Atlantic climate, a lot of moisture, a lot of humidity, a lot of rain, and just a lot of wear and tear. And you have a natural grass surface. Of course, you're going to have issues with it. It's just the nature of the beast, especially in a place like Pittsburgh where you get a lot of rain.
Yeah, I visited Pittsburgh like 8 years ago. It was one of my favorite cities. That's not
beautiful
Milwaukee.
City.
Yeah, I love architecture. You guys have one of the best skylines, I think, in the United States. When I visit, I didn't able to go in the stadium. I got to go in like the concession stands area, but not the seatings, of course. And I was also fell in love with. I was like, dang, it just had to be the Steelers, huh?
Did you ever go to PNC Park when you were there?
Yeah, that
okay, good. I was glad you were going to say that because that place is a treat.
Yes, that was. I was like, yeah, I could eat a hot dog here.
Hey, it's the reason you go to Pirates games. You don't go for the team; you go for the stadium. I mean, although I did go for Paul Skeens this year, and a couple other games, but I wanted to see Skeens before they traded him. But I was able to see it. He put on a show. I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what I expected out of Paul Skeens.
I went when they were filming. They just got done filming that Tyler Lautner movie where he has like I don't know, he's running with the girl and he knows information or whatever, but like the main scene was taking place at Heinz. And it was cool because they still had like some production trucks still there, but everything else was gone, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful city.
Oh yeah. They've done a lot of work over the years. I know that they had that old reputation of it being a steel town, but no, it's nowhere close to that now. It's a beacon of education and medicine. That's what it really is into now.
And the medical field, you guys have gotten really higher up.
We call it the devil, but they're good. I know with it's the steel mills. There's still a couple of them up down the river, but the river towns, they've been depressed for a long time, ever since they started closing down in the 70s. But I live near one of those towns now, McKeesport. I mean, it's a very crime infested. It's seen better days.
Yeah, poverty is always the domino effect to more crime, sadly.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's why a lot of those steals, like Milwaukee, we just hit. I didn't realize, but Milwaukee is a top 5 tourist city in the United States. Yeah. We just hit $5 billion for tourism.
Wouldn't shock me. I mean, I was there about 6 years ago. It reminded me a lot of Pittsburgh. Like, I like that city. I think that's probably why you love Pittsburgh so much. They're very similar cities.
Yeah, if I was to live somewhere else, that I'd probably would be Pittsburgh. or Seattle before they got homeless crazy.
I would say like with Seattle, it's more or less if you can deal with the rain and just the high cost of living. I mean, I've never been to Seattle, but it more or less depends. It's very pricey. I know, like if Milwaukee had a hockey team, and if I could tolerate the cold winters, I probably would move there too. But it's just how it is.
Hey, I hate that the Blackhawks don't allow us to have a hockey team. It is the thing that makes me not a Blackhawks fan.
Yeah, it's that old like exclusive rights thing. I know you have the Admirals, but it's just not
is that not or
Not the
is
same.
that not
It's
the
AHL.
Milwaukee team?
It's AHL. It's a
Oh,
minor league team.
okay.
Yeah, and they
I
don't.
didn't
The
know
reason
that.
I fell off with the Admirals is because they stopped being on our local television for away games and home games. So it's just hard to keep up with the team and follow. And then if you want to actually watch more games, I went to see the AHL app. It's like $300 to subscribe.
$300 for the
Yeah.
AHL. And like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I would like to see like Wilkes-Barre do that as well, but
I'm not paying.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
but I get it. It's a small league and they need to try and get money somehow. But that's like really annexing your fans from a not so big league, anyways.
Yep.
That's how
And
much a
that's like
Lambo
a-
ticket is right now.
Yeah, and that's a problem that people are afraid with the NFL right now is all the streaming services and stuff like that, making it harder for just casual or even just low income fans to see their team.
I think the fortunate thing there is, especially if you're over the air, if you're local, you have to have it over the air by law. I think that's what saves football.
Yeah.
Because even if you have an exclusive like agreement with a Netflix or an Amazon, if your local team is on, like for example, if I'm from Pittsburgh, I don't have any of the satellite memberships, they would have to show the football game on our local CBS radio station or another local affiliate, just so that people can watch it. That's what saves football. I mean, baseball, basketball, and hockey, they're having these issues with the RSNs, and that's why they're having their own
the
troubles
NBA right now.
Oh,
And
the NBA's they're a mess for an entirely different reason too.
Well, now that's fueling the fire for all the fans that were saying sports are rigged and the NBA is rigged with Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier both getting arrested.
And I think
And
there's
then
a
there was
lot
that
more down
referee
the
in
line
the
too.
90s, right? That got
Tim Donahue
suspended for that stuff. So it's just like, and then being a Bucks fan, that 2001 series with the Sixers and Bucks, where they clearly were giving them the last couple of foul calls, the last 3 minutes, so that it was the Sixers and Lakers instead of the Bucks Lakers.
Oh, Kings Lakers too. I mean, it should have been Bucks Kings. I think that's the thing, because that was the great conspiracy, because the Lakers got so many more opportunities on the line than the Kings, and they're still bitter about that to this day.
Oh, the Bucks fans are also like we were like, it would have been another purple finals, and then two teams that never get it, the Kings and Bucks. That would have been awesome.
The Chiefs
especially
are in
that
the Super
era
Bowl
too,
this
with
year.
all of their legendary players. Yeah, that would have been a fun finals to watch.
Yep. But I mean,
how do you feel about the rumors of the NBA expanding and putting a team in Pittsburgh?
They talk about this all the time, but as I said, I'm not sure if it's going to work, because Pittsburgh's just not a four-sport city. Pittsburgh has had so many basketball teams that have come and gone within a year. They're minor league teams, to be fair, but they have just had no traction whatsoever. They have just come and gone so fast. I mean, the Pittsburgh Pipers, they won a championship in the ABA. They were gone within a year. They've had multiple teams in smaller leagues, arena leagues. It's just not a basketball town. I think the thing is to
get the Sixers G League team, but that fell through some.
Yeah, as I said, it's. I gotta tell you, it'd be weird to have a Philadelphia minor league team. I don't know if that will work. Like, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I feel like a Philadelphia minor league G League team would probably work better in a place like Reading or Wilkes-Barre or Harrisburg.
I think they are in Wilkes-Barre. I think that's where they did go.
That makes sense. They already have the arena for it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they're called the 86ers or something like that.
I think so. I think you're correct.
Yeah. They get a lot. I'm not going to lie. That's probably one of the best G League teams out there, because they be getting some talented players, but just never using them. Like we got Christian Wood from them, and then we let him go, and then he became kind of a stud and then fell off. they've had a McConnell who went to the Orlando Magic and then became the dunk contest champion. Like they get all these young guys who could possibly be helping the Sixers right now, and they go to other teams and become nobodies. But with skill and potential, they just go to better teams and never get rotation. But the Sixers have so many injuries and could use a lot of that. But they've been playing well. They beat Boston, so
Yeah.
with a injured, not an injured, but a barely jumping Joel Embiid.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, last year was a disaster for them, so they need something.
And Paul George is still out too.
Well, Paul George, he's more reliable for podcasts than he is on the court these days. So.
Hey, Tree, maybe he'll get on yours. You know?
I don't know. He's doing his own thing, man.
That'd be funny. That was just I clicked the channel one day and all of a sudden, oh God, Paul George.
PG-13. Podcast please.
Right? You just tell him, why the fuck you keep getting injured?
No, it's load management. Come on, man.
Load management. He learned it from Kawhi Leonard.
Yes, I think a lot of people learned it from Kawhi Leonard. Now they just need the shell company to be able to pay him millions of dollars under the table to get him to stay. And they'll be good to go.
Exactly. Have you even paid attention to the Clippers? Like
a little bit. I mean, with Kawhi, they're screwed because not just with the NBA stuff. It's the NBA said they gave Terry Rozier the all clear. They gave the Hornets the all clear. They gave Kawhi the all clear. And it comes out there these massive scandals. So there's a trust gap now with the NBA. And you got to think, okay, if you lose your credibility, the NBA's ratings had plummeted from in the midseason 52%.
Damn.
And the problem is, if this keeps going and you have that credibility gap, they've had a good couple days to start. But the problem is with this, if they're not careful, that's going to be falling down hard.
Yeah,
because as I said, you've lost trust. You've lost credibility.
Yeah. This season was probably the best start I've seen in a long time for the NBA. Like the games were like
double overtime.
Like almost games of the years. Yeah, almost the games of the years in the first 2 days. Mm-hmm. We had like 3 contenders for game of the year already.
Exactly.
And then 2 days later, bam.
Yeah, bam. It's like, oh yeah, this is going great. And then, well, gambling scandal. We've been working on for 4 years. Oops. And it's more coming out every day. Kevin Garnett was apparently part of it now. And Miami might have a legitimate grievance with the Hornets and the NBA because they got traded for a guy who wasn't suspended he wasn't injured. He was banned for gambling.
Yeah.
So.
And Jay, this is how I told you leagues die. Like you told, I was talking to him like we are now in this weird sport where like leagues aren't safe no more. Like there's the standalone. I think they'll be here for a while, but this is where we could literally, I think, see the trajectory of our great sports not being as great.
If they lose their antitrust exemptions, they're done. Because guess what? The Saudis are going to come in and just swoop everything up.
Yeah,
like they did with golf, and that's why they're having that schism there too. They were supposed to merge, but that's been like for a year and a half. So I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, and a lot of like golf, I don't follow golf, but a lot of like basketball channels I do are subscribed to like golf channels, and they're all disappearing. They all went back to like gaming content, doing vlogs. Like they're moving away from golf, and it's kind of sad because they're really passionate.
Mm-hmm. The problem is it's just tough. I mean, got to find a way to earn a living, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sometimes golf is like more of a niche sport. I feel like there are people that will golf. They will forever golf, but professional golf has been in trouble for
a long
since like a decade, maybe longer. But I said with the Saudis coming in, it drove a wedge through it. And I don't blame any golfer for going for it because a lot of guys, like if you're not elite, you're not making money. And suddenly, like, I believe the first guy made more in one tournament, the winner, than the entire of his like 12-year career.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be very unsettling and shattering for people, I bet.
Let's hope nothing happens with the NFL because this has been a great season so far.
Charles Schwartzel was the guy. Like he won in 2022, and as I said, he made a lot of money, like more money than anybody.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern right now with the NBA is the distrust And also the media is really bad. Like we have like 20 LeBron-esque storyline players that have great stories and actually have rivalries with players, but people choose not to talk about it. Then you have this rhetoric of, oh, there's no rivalries. The NBA is soft. No one hates each other. But I'm like, it's because they're choosing not to pay attention to these teams. Like again, the Bucks have Giannis, and literally the Bucks and Giannis together have said 12 times this summer alone that they do have not plans at all of separating.
Yeah.
The
I
Giannis
know there were
said
those rumors for a while, but I know they must have mended that issue.
um, it stopped when we signed Miles Turner.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
then
that was an interesting saga to begin with too, because the Pacers were on the cusp, but they just not only lost Tyrese Halliburton, he might not be the same player, but Miles Turner, who was a relatively key piece of that run.
yeah, he just hated being in trade rumors for so long, and then the
Mm-hmm.
fans turning on him.
Yeah.
That was literally like the first thing he said in the interview was like, "Oh, I love that I'm in a place where I'm welcomed with open arms. The fans have been treating me better than I ever expected." And then after that, Giannis said in the Speed interview when like Speed was like, "You want to go to the Knicks?" He was like, "Milwaukee." The Knicks, Milwaukee.
They've
Then
been pushing the
he went
Knicks for a
to
long time.
Chicago. He went to Chicago for a basketball card convention,
Mm-hmm.
and someone asked, and he was talking about his health and who he looks up to, and someone asked him, how long do you want to be in the NBA? And he said, who knows, maybe 15 years, hopefully 20, he'll be like these other guys. And then someone in the crowd said, all with Milwaukee? And he said, yeah, all with Milwaukee. And then 2 days later, Shams said, oh, Giannis wants out of Milwaukee. And then our GM said that they have no plans on trading Giannis, and that all 30 teams have called him this year and none of them have talked. Then a week later, Shams comes out with another thing saying that the Knicks and Bucks had trade talks when John Horst, our manager, came out the next day and said, yes, those talks were 30 seconds of the Knicks calling and saying, hey, is Giannis available?
Yeah.
And we'll give this. And he said, no.
I think that's what happened. They're feeding him information to try and force the public opinion. That happens
Yeah.
with Schefter all the time. Agents are in his head. This is
Yeah.
contacts.
Yeah, and it's like the most annoying thing because people don't realize, like, I guess it's the rhetoric, it gets clicks, and views, whatever, but people aren't paying attention to the rosters, like the caps. Giannis gets paid a lot, and John Horst said even if they ever trade Giannis, they want the house of whatever team they made this trade for. They're not only want they said like 5 first-round picks, they want players, and I just don't think any team's going to do that. And if people think the Bucks are struggling now, whatever team he goes to in trade, that team will be in the Bucks position with roster construction because of the first and second apron. And I just think NBA fans are just totally missing that and have it go above their head just because they're so like obsessed with the name of Giannis being on a different team.
Yeah, I think that's just. Yeah, I think that's just the NBA in general. I mean, everyone sees Luka magically going to the Lakers. They think, oh wow, we can do this, and they just realize there's like a lot more at stake there. I know the Mavericks have been rumored to be moving to Las Vegas because their new owner, Adelson, is kind of like, she has a lot of aspects, her late husband did too in Las Vegas. But I don't think that's the right move. I don't know if the NBA would approve that. But I mean, Adam Silver is kind of like lets people walk all over him. So who knows? But
yeah, but a lot of owners came out and said that just they wouldn't allow it to happen.
Why would you move from one of the biggest sports markets in America? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And I forgot what the NBA accountant, I keep forgetting his name, but he said that whatever the like their group of like guys who huddle together, like the CEOs and planners, agents, he said they talked and they wouldn't allow it because it would mess up the money landscape of the NBA, of like of how things run, drafts and all that stuff. And then that because like you would move like when the Thunder, when the Sonics moved to Oklahoma.
There was a huge backlash.
Yeah, it was huge backlash, but it also the Oklahoma City lost a lot of their money. Like that team from the Sonics to go to Oklahoma, they lost a lot of money and had to restructure their roster. That's the same thing that would happen. As much as Las Vegas makes money, their laws are different, and their TV market is way smaller than
It's
Dallas.
smaller, and you're going to be relying on tourism dollars. It's going to be the same thing that happens with the Raiders. Like they've lost
no
their
true fans.
core identity, and now you're just a bacon for opposing fans. You don't have that connection with the local city like the Golden Knights do. That's the same thing that's going to happen to the Athletics when they eventually move to Las Vegas. So
I think
if you need to like do something with Las Vegas, it would have to be an expansion team. That's the only way you get a connection.
I think it should be an expansion team, and if I'm being honest, because the NBA would then be at a weird uneven number, so the NBA would have to do 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think it either should be Mexico City and then Las Vegas.
Do you think they go back to Vancouver?
I was gonna say or Vancouver
or Seattle,
and then Seattle's another one, and then you'd probably move like the Pelicans to the east until they're already kind of close there in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. True.
And then I was even thinking about maybe St. Louis. I think St. Louis is really good.
St. Louis or Kansas City, they wouldn't be bad because I know they both have NBA ready arenas.
Mm-hmm. So those are I think what there are. So they're already there, and then the NBA also wants to do a European league as well now, just like the NFL does.
Trying that, but I don't know how they're going to compete with like the already established leagues. Are they going to try to make it like a super league? Are they going to try and bring European players over to play in that league?
They said they're going to make NBA teams in Europe, and it would be like how the NFL says it, where that team would go there and face all the teams and then come back, and then vice versa. But I don't like that idea.
I don't know if that's going to work.
It just sounds
more
weird.
money. It's literally
So you just have like long road trips if you're in like a European team, and then you might have your one game a year against the Europe. Like everyone would like fly back and forth there for like a week or two and then come back. It's a lot of wear and tear.
I mean, it's
on
all
an
for
athlete's
money.
body. Well, of course, it's all about the money, all about the Benjamins.
There's even rumors about them adding European teams to our playoffs. I was like, what?
You mean like already established teams or the future European teams?
No, like established European teams.
Well, yeah, but how is that going to work?
It was a rumor about like making the NBA like just a world league, but I'm like, now I just feel like they're just throwing ideas.
They're just getting desperate to try and compete with the NFL, and the problem is it's falling flat in its face. The NFL is at least trying to do it like slowly. The NBA is just like, oh, let's throw these gimmicks out there, see what works, and that's why the NBA is starting to struggle right now because they're more focused on the quick cash, the gimmick, and like the in-season tournament nobody really cares about. They're trying to motivate players for that. I just find it as like a cheap cash grab. It's just I get why people might like it, but I'm just like, it's not.
The players have been taking it seriously recently, and that's what I like.
I mean, I think that's the main goal.
Their teams don't make it, so.
And I know with like the playing games, I always found them to be like a cheap cash grab too, because it's just like it's 8 through 12. Very rarely do you get like a Miami that just is kind of in that bubble, but just pops off. So,
and I was telling people, me and my friend too, we're telling people like Miami's is just a sleeper team, guys. They don't care until the playoffs come around. So
it's heat culture, baby.
Yeah, that's always been their culture. Besides when they had LeBron, even when there was just Dwayne Wade, they would always be cruisers until the playoffs come. So sometimes it would bite them in the butt way more than they think it would, though. But but yeah, actually, you said that's just Miami culture right there. But yeah, I'm scared for my favorite league in sports, the NBA. I do like the in-season tournament. I do like the play-in, but I will 100% agree that I think they did both way too fast and didn't leave enough time in between. And I think they really, really rushed it down people's throat, just like the kick return for the NFL. I don't think it's bad, and I kind of like it. But the way they implemented it and how they implemented it was like, yeah, just had no choice. This is what we're doing. It's our league here. I just think the way they gave the message about it was just wrong.
I think the NFL just wanted more action because a couple of years ago, it was nothing but touchbacks. They had to do something. I think that was the thing they were aiming for. And it has worked. They have gotten more like returns. I feel like they should have just moved the kick back instead of trying to like move it forward, the touchback forward. But that's just
I like the back part. You said better.
Yeah.
I like, and I guess they probably don't want it because of injury, because then you'd get more
Yeah.
room to run, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get injuries on kickoffs regardless. I feel like it more or
Yeah.
less
Yeah, I was
just
gonna say it's a
it's
physical
just
sport.
the nature of the beast. I mean, the injuries are already really damn high just because of just we push the body to its physical limit.
Yeah, the Achilles problem is hitting the NBA right now, and
Oh.
it's like the NFL has the ACL, and then the NBA has the Achilles.
The NFL's had some Achilles issues
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, with
Austin
Cousins,
Eckler, Najee
Rodgers.
Harris, Cousins, Rodgers.
Yeah,
It's happening to a
yeah.
lot of skill players.
A doctor said that the reason why he thinks it's happening in the NBA is not only because players are getting faster and stronger. It's just
Specialized play.
he said out of every single sport, the NBA has the most unnatural body movements out of any other sport.
Huh,
When
I
it comes
figured
to
it would
leg
have been baseball, especially with pitching and swinging.
Yeah.
He says it's with the way how low we get and how fast the legs go from like up and down like this.
Yeah,
And he
I
said
mean,
that
especially with the movement, that's where the snap hits. When you're
Yep.
like leaning back, and then it's just like you try to like sprint forward, that just goes.
yeah, he says it's the low. Also said it was the low mass of gravity because of how much pressure you pull when you switch a direction until they're low already. The energy doesn't get to flow up your body like it does in the NFL, or he even said hockey, because they're upright more unless they're impacting for a hit. It's the only time you really see them get low. In the NBA, you're low all the time. Your muscles don't get to fully release and stretch all the time. They're always getting stressed. And he said that's why he sees it. And he says with the NFL, a lot of it has been either awkward falls or content. And he says that's kind of, it's still concerned, but he says it's not really of like the actual movement itself.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm concerned. And a guy said that, I don't know if the NBA were doing it. There's a guy who's been helping kids relearn how to move their feet and stay up more, so the energy can go from their legs up to their back. So they said they're gonna try and implement that with NBA players to see if that works.
I need
You
that.
never know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I need that.
I think we all need that. I'm too
Right.
slow.
Have them come to our houses every week.
Yeah, you're gonna have to learn. Move through your back. By the way, get off the computer. It's like,
Make sure you're
I
up
need
straight.
it.
Stop
But I
sitting
get-
like this on a computer all day.
Right?
Yeah,
I get it,
Oh,
it
dude,
makes sense
it's
for
too
your,
easy
like,
to do it like this, man.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Or
very
just
for
for
your
like
body mass.
It's like,
Yeah, like it's weird to do it like this because you're not super close to computers.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
your arms are stretched the whole way. You want to have your arms relaxed. That's why you do it like
It's like
that.
you're in a
or
it's like you're in
you
a
could get a
party
standing
popper.
desk. But that's a lot
Standing
of
desk
work.
wouldn't be too
That's a
bad.
lot of work to stand. I have a standing desk and I've used it for probably like 2 minutes of the year I've had it.
I wouldn't mind a standing desk, but the problem is it has to be in the right mood for it. Like if I have a chair, like I already have an assembled desk here, I'm not gonna change it out for a standing desk.
Yeah.
And like I already have a chair here with a pillow and a blanket on it. Why would I stand when I could get the luxury?
Yeah, if I wanted to stand and walk around, I'll go to the gym.
Exactly.
Yes, you would.
I think the only time I would ever like do a standing video is like if I'm ranting about something.
Yeah, like,
And
get all the energy
I
out.
can't sit still. Yeah. That's what I should do every time the Bucks and the Packers piss me off, and just start ranting videos.
There you go.
Oh, I do that all the time. I rant during the streams.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Tree, one last question. I would
Absolutely.
like to get your prediction score for.
Ooh. I think this is going to be a last second win, one score game. I feel like the Packers are going to win it 27-22.
Ooh.
No, every single win the Packers had this season, they've scored 27 points.
Yep.
Oh,
So
there you go.
every win they have is at 27 points. So
That makes sense. Or 27-24. Who knows?
yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I think it would be a little closer. Yeah.
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
27.
it'll be a one score game. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not a one-score game, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen, the Packers are going to come up fast, and then they're going to fall off for a little bit. Then the Steelers are going to take over in like the second and third, and then Jordan Love's going to catch on fire again in the fourth when Matt LaFleur opens up the playbook again.
Right. And decides to not leave it under the.
Hey, that's my only really big gripe with Matt LaFleur is how conservative he gets in games when we have so many weapons and so many things. Like he showed against the Lions and the Commanders all the cool plays that we had, but then shut them down against every other team we played so far. We haven't seen the screens that he did with Wicks and Reed to get that touchdown that was taken back and he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But they did that screen 3 times in those 2 games.
Well, and then
they
he got
worked.
He got asked about it a couple days ago, and he was like for the Packers coming back to beat the Cardinals with that throw to Tucker Kraft, and he was like, "Yeah, I can't not let Love, I trust him, I had every, but like if that's the case, let him throw the ball, like let him do the plays." Yeah, I don't believe that like if that's what you think, then you should trust him more often because we could be 6-0 if you trusted him more often.
Yeah, I saw a stat saying that when the Packers, it was like so when the Packers throw like it was like 70 to 80% of the game, they win or something like that.
Yeah.
So
hopefully a golden touchdown. I want a golden touchdown. That's all I care about.
That'd be good one against the Steelers.
I mean, he's on my fantasy team. I'll take it.
So you're telling me not to start the Packers defense this week?
Maybe, but I mean, as long as they keep it close and it's not a total blowout, I guess I'll be okay. But it depends how the defense does. I mean, more or less.
I think for both sides, yeah.
I also want McKinney to intercept Aaron Rodgers.
That would be awesome. But like I have to say, I just want it to be a good game. Yeah, because like it's Rodgers. Like I love Rodgers too. Like I of course it'd be awesome to see him get picked off, but I also want him to play well too. I don't want him to play like shit.
I mean, I feel like if Ben were up against us, I want to see him get picked off repeatedly. I'd be like, let's go. Not because of what he was, but it's like, dude, it's
just fun. It's like, haha, you suck. Like, just kidding. I love you.
I don't have that connection with Aaron Rodgers, so it's like,
Yeah, I do. Where it's like, when he was in the Packers, I wanted him gone the last 2 years.
Yeah, I did too.
He had worn out his welcome. It happens like that.
Yeah, I was wanting to prefer to keep Adams and Rodgers. That's where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then, of course, the team went the other way, and I was like, no. I was like, that could have been Jordan Love's number 1.
Right.
But like, just imagine the differences because it was 1 year later where we went to the playoffs, and that was people's number 1 question for us was we don't have a number 1. I just imagine Devontae Adams.
We still don't have a number 1.
We got Dobbs.
Now I
what
like
are you
it,
talking about?
I'm enjoying not having a number 1.
Like, come on, guys, really, Dobbs?
But I mean, not having a number 1, it makes everyone compete more, and it makes it more entertaining.
In some regards, also, but if you do have a number 1, it clears up space for the other receivers.
It is good. It's comforting to have, someone. But I look at Watson when he's 100% healthy, but then Dobbs and Reed. I mean, I don't know. We have a lot of good people. But right now, I say Dobbs.
Yeah, I say Ronian Dobbs is number 1. I think Reed will be number 2 when he comes back. And then Christian Watson's 3 right now, only because of injury. But I think if he gets back in rhythm, he'll be.
He can stay healthy and get back in the rhythm.
Yeah, but
I think for sure Dobbs is a solid 1 or 2, and then you just got to replace Reed or Christian Watson with that.
Yeah, but we got to go to be our number 1 receiver.
Well, if he wants to show that, he just hasn't showed it yet.
So.
But it's also his first. Yeah, I'm not expecting him to. It takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think let's try to trade for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, okay. And there is no world where he would come to Green Bay.
I don't think that's happening. He's already extended.
He hates that.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I would want him out.
Do you guys really want to play with JJ McCarthy or Carson?
He loves that team, though.
As I said, he got paid the big bucks. He's getting paid $35 million.
Yeah.
So more or less, they'll find a quarterback. I mean, he'll still get fed. It's just hoping
I'm
that
still
McCarthy
shocked they got rid of
develops.
Sam.
Well, the problem with him was those last 2 games were atrocious. That was what cost him a job and tens of millions of dollars. I didn't think he'd do this good in Seattle, though. I'm just gonna put it out.
I was gonna say he's lighting it up there.
Yeah.
But
they must be happy.
He's doing the same as what he did with the Vikings. So I'm just waiting for them to hit a point where he just drops.
The McDonald's, and then he just falls off, and just when the lights are brightest. Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
Do you think the Vikings could possibly go after Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones. He's not.
I mean, the Vikings had Daniel Jones.
Yes, the Vikings had Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they had him as a backup. But he didn't play.
But isn't he reinvented himself in Indiana though, right?
Well, he's going to sign there. They're going to pay him.
Yeah,
they're going to pay him like another $40 to $45 million a year, man. Indy ain't letting him go.
Yeah. Hey, the New York Giants must be punching the air right now.
The problem is, like with the Giants, like Daniel Jones, he just
I like Jackson.
Like he was frustrating, and a lot of Giants fans will agree with that. Like he would have his moments, and then he'd just fall apart. And by the time, like paying him $40 million was a mistake. He just wasn't going to be able to elevate that team.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of quarterback. So that's why they bought him out, and now he has a sort of a team around him, and he's doing all right for himself. Borderline MVP candidate.
But yeah, the Vikings can also get Russell Wilson.
No. He's going to be a Packer. He's going to be your backup.
Oh,
He's completing the clickbait stuff.
No, we already got a good backup. We don't need one.
Yeah.
Blake Willis.
Yeah.
Dude, what's happening with Cousins for the Falcons? Are they going to trade?
No.
His salary's too rich. That's the problem. Like he makes too much money. If he didn't make the money, I mean, he would have been gone. But I don't know what to think of the Falcons, man. I mean,
yeah. After they signed Cousins, they drafted Penix Jr. with the 9th pick overall.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird rule, man.
And what's crazy is they were on a trajectory that they looked like they were about to have a good rebuild, get their team up, momentum, had young players, and then it just
fell apart to San Francisco. It's just I don't know what to think of them. And they lost their first round picks going to the Rams, so they have to make the playoffs.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yep, they traded it last year for I think that first rounder last year, James Pierce Jr.
Yeah. The Rams are going to get more richer.
Yeah, I mean it's a good deal for the Rams.
More trouble.
Deeper draft.
Yeah,
but I think they do need to look into the future and draft a QB.
So is that whole division just messed up, even with the Saints, right?
Well, the Saints are just they're
Saints.
tanking. The Panthers are I don't know what to really think of them. They're kind of like
teetering.
Yeah, they have flashes. They're not as bad as they were 2 years ago, but it's like they have a lot of questions to answer. The Buccaneers, they're banged up. They're destroyed like hell.
Yeah.
And then like the Falcons, you don't know what they're going to get. You're probably going to get punched in the face, but maybe once in a while you'll get like a nice little bouquet of flowers, and then they'll reappear to get punched in the face again. It's just how that works.
And then I had one last question for you, Tree.
Yeah,
Since they're in your division, what do you think is going to happen with the Ravens the rest of the season?
I don't know. I'm really disappointed with them. I mean, I found myself just like, what's going? I mean, their defense has just been bad. It has been bad. Zach Orr is terrible, and a lot of it has to do with injuries. I get that. I mean, Roquan's been out. Marshawn Humphrey's out. You have Odafe Alway got traded, didn't have a sack. Now he has a couple sacks with the Chargers now.
Mm-hmm.
You have Nnamdi Madubuike's out for the year. Lamar Jackson's been injured.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Madubuike's been out for the year as a neck issue. So who knows if he even plays again.
But 1 and 5, I never
I didn't see that either. I think what happened was after that Bills collapse, like the wheels just fell off. And they're getting gashed by the Texans offense, which is terrible. Yeah. And that should send alarm bells. Texans offense, what happened is they try to imitate the Patriots. Their offensive line is horrific. They can't get a running game going. CJ Stroud is turning into David Carr with how he's getting wrecked in the pocket. And his receiving core is, banged up and suspect. Okay. Nico Collins is hurt.
Because, the Texans were on top of the world.
Yeah, last year there were a lot of red flags, though. No Joe Mixon and that running game.
I didn't think they were for a long time. I wasn't ever sold.
They were very teetering last year.
I hope the Broncos are able to get somewhere, though, because I like Bo Nix a lot.
As I said, I feel like they're getting lucky in a lot of aspects. If you look at their opponents, they played a lot of really bad teams. They've escaped barely because of their defense, or teams that have self-destructed.
Yeah.
And that's the question I have. It's kind of like Tim Tebow. That's what it reminds me of. You're just sitting there like, how are they winning? And then they end up beating the Steelers in the wild-card round. It's just how it goes.
That's how it goes.
That's how it always goes.
It's always when it's your team, just like how us and the Cowboys where I was even blinded of, we're going to dominate them.
Right.
About the last. And it, no. Ended up being one of the greatest football games of the season if you're not a Cowboys or Packers fan.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you're watching an enjoyment if you're anyone else, but if you're a Packers fan, you're like,
yes. Yeah. I was like that.
Yeah, that's not
like we shouldn't be in this position. Don't give me a heart attack, guys. I'm only 26.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm getting a heart attack against the Cardinals and Bengals. It's not a good sign.
Yeah.
But the Cardinals are not a horrible team. They're just unlucky, I feel like.
I feel like it's a combination of factors. They kind of do it to themselves. Like that Titans game should never have happened. They should have won that one. And I feel like that's the kind of year that makes the season go off the rails. And I mean, they keep blowing leads. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, just like the one they had against us for a little bit too.
Yeah, that's like I think 3 straight games where they've led by 7+ and lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
And every single game they've also lost by a score now.
Yep. 13 points. That's all. That's as many 13 points as they've lost by combined.
Good God.
That's crazy.
It's not even angering. It's like, wow, that's impressive.
It is.
I was going to say, as a Cardinals fan, I don't think you could be mad.
I mean, Cardinals fans, I don't know if they're just like apathetic. It's like, we suck.
Yeah.
So
it is what it is.
Should they bring back Kyler or just put Jacoby Brissett?
I feel like Brissett runs the offense better. I feel like him.
Yeah,
the problem is like they're gonna trust Kyler because of how much money he makes, but this is his last year. I feel like they're gonna try and trade him off or cut him because they do have an out. But it's just like, do you trade him to Arizona or Miami for Tua and try to get both quarterbacks start? I don't know what you do.
But that does sound like something that would happen, though, just to get them both a different environment.
Yeah, but I mean, that as I said, it's like I don't even know if that's feasible. But at this point, I feel like he's a huge salary. You're going to be eating a lot in terms of contract. I mean, do you want to try and salvage something for him? You might get like a fourth if you're lucky, maybe a third. Tua has negative value right now. You're going to have to pay extra to give up him.
And with him, it's been reading defenses, right? Like, he just can't read a defense to save his life.
Tua?
Yeah.
I mean, Tua, I don't know what happened with him. He was good like a couple years ago, but it's just he's not the same anymore. I don't know if it's concussions. I don't know if it's something else, but it's bad. Like, that Cleveland game was atrocious. And I'm just like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, I
like Tua, but it's just like, this is terrible.
I feel the same way with McDaniels too. Like, I don't really.
Yeah, he's kind of a weird kind of coach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't. You know what it is? The Miami life. You know, him getting his ears pierced, him growing his hair out.
Yeah, wearing those dark ass sunglasses.
Bro, him having a spray tan. He's in Miami, but he's acting like he's from Jersey Shore.
Maybe. Hey, he couldn't see Jalen Waddle last night. It's like, I couldn't see him behind the field. Then get glasses.
And he already has glasses. Get a stronger prescription.
Yeah, exactly.
No wonder he was like this.
Come to the Viking.
I mean, you would like that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Tree, do you have any new dark horse teams for this season that you think like shocked you and might keep the momentum you think could be really
Colts,
dangerous?
probably the Colts. I
Colts.
mean, I expected them to be mid, but they actually look really good. In terms of other dark horses, ooh, interesting question. I mean, I don't know what to think of Seattle. I feel like they're still like kind of in that gear. They're trying to break out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, but otherwise, they've just had a lot of flaws, and even in their wins, I would say Chicago, maybe. I know as much as you guys don't like to see that. I mean,
that's what I
if
was
they can
gonna
find a
say.
way to beat both, they've won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
The defense looks good. But
Yeah, I was gonna say
would-
the Bears
Yeah.
and the Colts.
yeah,
But
are the
I
teams
would
that shocked me the
say,
most.
I mean, the Chiefs may be a dark horse, even if
Yeah.
they are like 3-time Super
Yeah.
Bowl defending
Yeah.
like guys, but they've looked really good the last couple of weeks. Like they made the Raiders look like pylons. They couldn't move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my friend who's a Raiders fan was going off on social media all game. He was like, guys, he was like, I'm on word we can't say on YouTube watch. Please, he's like, please make sure I'm still active.
Bears, I'm not gonna give.
I do like the Chargers also.
I don't know.
They
about the
kinda-
Bears.
Came back to reality a little bit, but isn't it because they're injured too? Because I haven't been paying attention to the Chargers too much.
Chargers, they're banged up. They were down to a 7-string offensive lineman at points. They got it back together against Minnesota, but Minnesota's pretty banged up too.
Yeah.
I mean, they did get Joe Alt back, but they lost Derwin James last night. They lost a few other guys, but more or less depends on their outcomes and how if they have any long-term issues.
Yeah.
Dang,
Oh.
that's why.
All right, guys. I think we talked it way over time,
It's all good, man.
but I do appreciate your time. Thank you, Tree.
Yeah. Very much.
Thank you guys for having me on as always,
Yeah,
man.
we appreciate
Great
it
to
so
meet
much,
you.
dude. It means a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Seriously, you're like, I was telling Jay because
Yeah. Kenton never stops talking about you.
Yeah, he always
Hey,
talks.
but this guy, I'll do
Yeah.
anything,
That,
my man.
that one.
He's a good dude.
Thank you. Well, I was telling Jay, like, I really appreciate you doing this because I try to reach out to other NBA content creators just to do say and talk about sports, and because it's a big passion of mine and Jay, and they gatekeep so much. And for you, Tom, and Five, and
Yeah.
even Brandon for coming on Jay's channel and being so nice and genuous, like, just wish there's more people like you guys. You guys
Yeah.
make the community better, and I can't
Thank you,
appreciate
brother.
you more. So thank you.
I think what helps is like we all had like real jobs in the past, and I think we understand what it's like to struggle and try to grind your way out of it. So if I can at least help like a couple guys like you out in the process, I mean, I'd gladly do it. I think that's why a lot of us do it too. Just the
Hey,
spirit of
and-
giving and helping each other up.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
a lot
positive
of
One
young.
thing
environment.
I have over Tom, it's that you were the first sports YouTuber I subscribed to. So
Yeah, man. As I said, like I mean, I reach my hand out. I help Brandon, Tom, and like 5 up, and keep paying it forward.
I mean, you guys did a lot for me. So thank
Hey,
you.
man,
Yeah. A lot.
dude.
A lot.
As I said, thank Tom
We
for
love you,
like
Jay.
putting you on my
You're
radar.
brother, bro. So
Yeah,
I
and
helped him get Jackson to help with editing, so Jay can focus
you
on
go.
recording videos more.
Absolutely, man.
Trying to get
then-
him to 3K.
Yep, and
3K,
then
there
Jay
you go, man.
allowed me to be on his channel because I love sports, but me and him have such a good back and forth. You know,
Mhm.
he's like my older brother, I'm the younger one.
Yeah.
People love our banter, arguing.
Absolutely, man. It's a slow grind. It's that churn. That's all you can do.
It's a
Yeah.
program.
So again, all
Yeah.
love, and I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
So
A lot.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
And let's see what happens this Sunday night.
Absolutely. Hoping for a good game.
I'll be-
Hopefully, Steeler win. But
I'll be looking at
I'll
score
wave
on
the
my
towel
phone.
out. There's too much Packer green here. Too much Packer green.
Look at the logo.
Too much Packer green. Wave the towel. Let's go.
All right, guys, this is fun. Thank you for watching, and once again, thank you so much for coming.
No. Thank you guys for having me on. Appreciate you. Go Steelers.
Go Packers.
No
Go Steelers.
Go Bucks.